drinking beer and talking sports is what we do. What do you want for Christmas? Maybe an NFL football team? Jerry Richardson, in the middle of a playoff run, decides he's going to sell the Panthers. Who's up for the bid? Sean P. Diddy Combs says, not only would I buy him, but I'd have Kaepernick. Does he not know that Cam Newton's on the team?
Well, here's the deal. Does he not know that Kaepernick is suing every other owner? Does he not realize that in order for him to purchase this team and actually be an owner, the other owners have to give approval of him being an owner? He shot himself in the foot with that very statement. Honestly, with him being who he is, I think people would have took him serious until he made a statement like that.
He shouldn't have made that Twitter video. That Twitter video kind of, put his foot in his mouth. Shot himself in the foot.
What do you do on the Twitter video?
Well,
I didn't see it.
on the Twitter video, he mentioned about buying the North Carolina Panthers.
Yeah.
First of all,
Yeah.
and then secondly, he asked about bringing Kaepernick on board, and he's going to address the situation immediately. So then you also said that he was mentioning about having Kaepernick run for the backup role, or
He
like
basically said
quarterback?
he'd bring him in to be a competition for the starting.
But now they're
quarterback.
doing Kaepernick as an owner with Diddy, looking for
Well, that's
investors.
because Kaepernick retweeted that, hey, let's make this happen, I'll be your partner.
But it's not going to happen. I mean, if they don't let him in as a player, you really think they're going to let him in as an owner?
No.
And
Come
here's
on.
the deal, if Diddy's even mentioning signing him, do you think they're going to let Diddy in as an owner? Here's the deal, I'm not mad at Diddy for wanting to sign him.
Absolutely.
But here's what you do.
I think it'd be great for the NFL.
Zip your lip, go ahead and do what you gotta do and bring Cap in. That's fine. You know what? I'm not saying that he's better than Cam Newton or even deserves to be there, but if you're willing to give him a chance, he's a great backup for Cam. Somewhere to happen to Cam, who else
Well,
would
they
you
got,
want
they
there?
got Derek Anderson. Derek Anderson.
He's not running the same stuff that Cam's
been
doing.
quality though. For
Yeah, he's a good backup, but he's not running the same
but
style
Kaepernick's
offense.
not a backup quarterback. He's a starter in this league.
Right now,
You know?
you pay Kaepernick
Well, yeah.
right, he'll come in
Right.
as a backup.
Right now, yeah, absolutely. But he is a starter in this league, and he's not going to be a starter in Carolina.
You know, I want
Unless
to
they
see.
got rid
You
of
know who I want to
Cam.
see, other than Diddy ain't gonna buy him. They ain't gonna prove
No,
it.
no.
So on and so forth.
It's not going to happen.
I wanna see
There's a
MJ.
person that said, I might buy him. Eddie DeBartolo Jr. recently came up said,
It made
I
me
might
sad.
buy the Carolina Panthers.
He
he's
owns the
got-
Niners, didn't he?
Yes,
Yeah.
he won 5
He got-
Super
he
Bowls
got-
in a matter
he
of
got
15
in trouble
years.
and gave it over to his
I don't wanna
little
see
sister.
Why
That
not?
made
I don't
me
want to see
sad.
that. I
Wouldn't that be a punch in the gut for Eddie DeBartolo Jr. to buy the Niners, sign Kaepernick as a backup,
I
and then
wanna
kick the
see-
Niners' ass?
a minority
Yeah.
owner, as in an African American owner?
That's-
Because we don't have one.
And that's
We don't
why
have one in
Diddy
the league.
would have actually
And
had
he
a
would've-
chance.
They would have took him serious too, because he's worth $825 million.
Yes.
Yeah.
So he's got the money, right? And he's got disposable income with all the vodka and all the sponsorships and his record label and
And he
everything
knows
like
enough
that.
people that
He
if he
knows
didn't
enough
have enough
people, right.
bucks, somebody would have chipped
Exactly.
in with him.
he just shot himself in the foot with that Twitter video.
That's
But
it.
would the team change its name every year, or how would that work? What has he been? P. Diddy,
Diddy,
Choco,
Puff Daddy.
Puff
Yeah,
Daddy,
he's had several names.
the artist formerly known as
Yeah.
Puff.
Does he
I
bring
don't
in
know.
Mace for the halftime show?
He did. Honestly, you know the halftime shows.
He said he's gonna have good halftime shows.
They would be something special.
I thought he told us that he couldn't stop, but I haven't seen Mace in a long
I
time.
would like to bring Missy Elliott in with the ball suit.
I seen Missy. Didn't she just do like a promo at like the Super Bowl?
I
Wasn't
don't
she just
know.
there for somebody
Yeah,
else?
she.
Yeah, like it was random. Like
Wasn't
holy
she with-
shit,
she
it's
was with
Missy
Gaga.
Elliott.
I think she was Gaga or something.
That makes sense. Gaga's a.
But yeah, all in all, I think it'd be great. I think it'd be great to have the minority.
Why did he
ownership
say
of
this in the middle of? They're about to be in the play. I see if you're the Browns and you know one really wants to watch you. I get that. Why you come along and say,
Well,
well,
I
why
mean,
in the
it's-
middle of a playoff
It's a
run?
hot commodity. I mean, they just went for sale, boom, out of nowhere.
That's true though, because it's a playoff team.
Right.
It's probably worth more.
Right.
Like
And you got a franchise.
Like
you got a franchise quarterback, right? You got a solid defense with a franchise linebacker. You know, you have a coaching staff that's pretty solid with Ron Rivera, and they got the camaraderie. They've been together for a while now.
well, we talked about Mace coming back. I don't think he's coming back, but there is a guy who's coming back. Ezekiel Elliott. You see him down in Cabo there, Brandon? Training with Eric Dickerson, looking like Rocky 3, running with Apollo on the beach.
He's actually in a matter of what? Has it been a month?
His head's still
A month?
huge.
Dude, his head looks bigger.
Yeah.
He's actually slimmed down to where his head looks even larger than it did before.
I think it's the
even
hair.
possible.
I think it's the hair.
No, his head's
He
huge.
got a big
He
head.
needs to get rid of that pineapple haircut.
Yeah, whatever. the actual what we were talking about is he going to make the Cowboys a Super Bowl contender? In that NFC, with particular injuries that have happened on particular teams, Carson Wentz, I can see it. I can really see the Cowboys making a push here. Now, everybody like, well, how are they going to get in the playoffs? Now, I don't see the Falcons winning out.
No. Who do they got left?
Carolina and it's
They're
another
playing New
and New
Orleans.
Orleans.
New Orleans.
So it's like back-to-back division games. They're probably going to drop, if not one, both of those.
Yeah.
Which is going to open up the side for the Cowboys to get the wild card. I could see them being a really, really tough team in the NFC.
I think if Sean Lee stays healthy on that defense, and you
That
got
defense
Zeke back,
goes through him for sure.
I think that's the key to keeping that team complete with Sean Lee, and then having Zeke back. Give him this game. I mean, he'll score. He's good on the goal line. He's gonna get his touches. Everything like Jason Garrett's making this big deal. Like, oh, I don't know how I'm gonna bring him back into. Like, come on, you're gonna handle the ball 30 times.
It's like your cousin
Yeah.
who just got a rehab for Christmas
Right.
at home. I'm not gonna do anything this Christmas.
Like,
yeah, you
like
are.
Alfred Morris did so much that you're like
Yeah,
hesitant
you
to
set
put
the
him back
world
in.
on fire.
You gotta reset your whole game plan.
So Zeke comes back. The one I'd be worried about is Philadelphia. Philadelphia couldn't even really handle the Giants by a leap of faith. They got through the Giants.
No.
Can they beat the Cowboys?
I don't want anybody to look at Philadelphia as if they barely beat the Giants. The Giants are playing some inspirational football right now, man. Eli came back in. They're playing. They're
hard.
playing to not be the embarrassment
laughing
that
stock.
they have been.
You know?
The Giants at the beginning of the year, a lot of people were picking the Giants as a powerhouse.
Yeah, when they
team.
had all their players.
Right.
Okay, well, guess what? That defense isn't completely bashed and beaten. It's the offensive side of the ball has been bashed and beaten, and they got their leader back.
But it is
You know.
professional football, and you can only stop an offense so many times.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, you guys think the Cowboys actually have a shot to win a Super Bowl?
I think they have a shot to go to the
I
Super
wish
Bowl.
yeah.
Winning the Super Bowl, that's a whole different ballgame.
The Pats and the Steelers are standing
Yeah.
there.
And on
They're
top
are they on a whole nother level
and
right
you're the
now?
Dallas Cowboys, though. You're not the Cowboys of the 90s. I mean, you've had two playoff
They can be
appearances.
though.
Two playoff victories in the last 22 years. Two.
Four running backs right now set the world on fire. We won't give you Kamara yet, Clint, but we're gonna talk about Zeke. If it's Zeke, Gurley, Hunt, or what's the fourth one we're gonna talk about?
I don't know. You're the one that said four.
Le'Veon.
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 Oh, yeah, you can't
So
leave
out of those four, who would you take to start a franchise?
To
Le'Veon.
start a franchise? Ooh. Le'Veon or Gurley? Because they're both catch the ball.
Can
out of the
Gurley
backfield.
run this hard? Are they ever going to get help? I think they should get Nick Chubb maybe in the second round in the draft just to be that offset, just like how Ingram and Kamara got. I don't think he can run this hard consistent. I think it'll be Steven Jackson 2.0. Like when he's there, he's great, but I don't think he can get consistently. I think they're saving him some games for that very reason.
I think Gurley's fine where he is. I don't think they need to bring in another big back or somebody that's going to take touches away from him. I honestly feel like he's one of those backs that get better the more carries he has. But I do think that they need to get more help at receiver and tight end. You have a young quarterback who's definitely made progress. But you ain't really got safety blankets for him. You know what I mean? You don't have that stellar tight end. You don't.
That's
have
what
that,
he needs as a tight end. His receivers are solid. They're solid. He needs a tight end that can stretch the
Is
field.
the guy out of Penn State the top rated?
With the tight end?
Who's the top tight end in the draft? Because the tight end's not going to go in the first 15
I know
picks.
the one
They're
from-
going to be
I
in
know
the
the one from Wisconsin is supposed to be pretty
Okay,
good.
so I'm saying the bottom. They're going to get one of the bottom 10
Yeah.
picks. So I'm saying they're able to get a first round tight end
Right.
in the draft. So we went over that. Foles came in through 4 touchdowns. Are we believing in Foles? Are we drinking the juice?
Dude, he's gonna be okay. I'm not gonna say he is Carson Wentz by any means. He's not gonna extend a play like Carson Wentz. He's not as mobile as Carson Wentz. He doesn't seem to have that dog mentality that Wentz has had throughout the season. I haven't seen that in him in the past, but we do remember what was it 2 years ago? He came in and lit that offense on fire.
yeah.
He looked like the man. You know know what
He
I
had
mean?
like 127 touchdowns,
He
one
had like
interception. or something
I think
like
he
that.
had like the highest
That was a
passing.
that was a few years back.
Oh,
That was
I thought
that was
that
a
was
few years
13.
back because he spent a couple years with
Well,
the
he
Rams,
had the Rams
and
and
then
then
he
the
also
Chiefs.
went to the Chiefs. So, but that was about 4 years ago.
Was it really that long
Yeah,
ago?
that was back when Vic was playing.
He did a lot better against the Giants than I thought he would do.
Oh yeah, yeah. But he has the weapons. He has
Yeah.
the weapons to do it.
They have a complete
And he
offense.
does have an arm.
They need to start giving the ball to Jay Ajayi a little bit more, but that's
Yeah.
sorry,
They
that's,
got
that's a
blind.
fantasy thing.
I'm not drinking the juice on Foles or on Goff leading to the playoffs because we haven't seen anything yet. So until they do something in the playoffs that makes me think otherwise, I'm just gonna.
I
stay.
truly think that home field advantage, if the Rams get it, is not an advantage. They get more fans away than they. The Coliseum is USC's
Yeah.
territory.
Yeah.
You see when they show the game, the Rams are in first place.
Mhm.
They got beast mode going on with Gurley,
I really
and
wish-
they're not even selling out.
I
They're
really
not
wish
even
they would
close.
take San Diego back to San Diego. The Chargers.
Yeah.
Los Angeles Chargers. I
Well,
wish
now
they
they're
would
gonna
just take them
share a
back to San
stadium.
Diego.
Multi-billion-dollar stadium,
That's just ridiculous.
like basically MetLife West Coast. You
I
know
just,
what I
I
mean?
just want San Diego, the Chargers to go back to San Diego. Leave the Rams where they are. You know.
Yeah, I mean, LA's never proven to be an actual football town still. Like, it always seems to fade and drift.
Yeah, I mean, like the Raiders, they went LA.
But you know what?
Oakland, LA, Oakland.
LA right now probably has two of the more exciting teams to watch in football. And the sad thing is, I don't know that the crowd's going to turn out for them. I mean, they should. At this point, you got one team that's clearly in the playoffs and another team that's
I
pushing for it.
think 3 out of the 4 losses are at home. So I think if Minnesota and Philly lock up that home field advantage, I don't even think it matters. I think they're the type of team that needs to be on the road, needs to have that underdog mentality that their head coach and Sean McVay has. And he says, I'm the young coach, I'm coming in, I'm kicking in the door. What he did against Seattle was
Coach of the year.
he made a statement.
Oh, yeah.
He's
Coach
the
of the
coach of the year.
Absolutely.
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 I definitely believe in Sean McVay. And with that being said, I know I said earlier about Foles not drinking the juice, Goff not drinking the juice, but I believe in McVay in the short amount of time that we've seen him with Goff
That's a complete
than
360,
Peterson
man.
with Foles.
My thing was crazy. If you would have told me that we wouldn't be with Aaron Rodgers and all these
Big
quarterbacks,
names.
you know what I mean? That we'd be
Yeah.
thinking about Case Keenum and Nick Foles and Jared Goff. I would have said you're crazy before this year started.
Especially Case Keenum.
You got Matt Ryan and Aaron Rodgers and Cam Newton, Drew Brees, which they're still in it, but we're not even talking about them right now.
Right.
We're talking about their owner. You know what I mean?
Talking about the new guys.
Right.
The new kids on the block.
And the goofy thing is, Keenum in particular isn't new. He's just new to being good. You know what I mean?
Right,
I mean,
right.
it's just like,
I
whoa.
mean, he's been in the league a few years.
He's been a game manager
But-
that's making plays.
But he was a monster in
In
college.
college, he owns
set
records
records
upon
like
records
crazy.
at Houston. I think he
Yeah.
still has the most passing yards in NCAA history.
Well, maybe somebody finally unburied something that he had.
What's
then.
that kid from Hawaii now? He's probably like, I'm gonna get it. What's his name?
Oh, yeah.
Colt Brennan.
Yeah, Colt
Colt
Brennan.
Brennan, and then the other one. His last name.
Which one?
I can't remember. They all had like 5,000 yards a year
For Hawaii?
for Hawaii. He was right after Colt Brennan. Do you remember when?
Yeah,
you remember
I
when?
can't
You remember when
remember.
everybody was like on Hawaii?
Yeah.
Like they're like, oh, they're making this big stride,
Right, right.
and then they went to the bowl game. They traveled out of Hawaii and they lined up against Georgia, and I looked and I was like, this is not fair. Like
Yeah.
Georgia walked on the field and Hawaii walked up to him, and I was like,
had big
Monaleu
lines
up against Johnson is not gonna work tonight. Like they murdered them.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember those guys. Those guys.
Come on.
So, what else we got to talk about in the NFL? Catches. What's a catch, Jesse James? Jesse James
Oh my God.
got robbed.
This is
What a
that-
name to
that
get
catch-
robbed.
That was a catch.
It
right?
was.
One knee
It was.
equals 2 feet, right? So if it wasn't a touchdown, it sure the hell was down to 1 then.
Here's my thing. What's the difference from when they take the ball, they run to the corner, they hit the cone and it flies out of bounds? What's the difference?
Because it's inbound,
If I'm-
going out of bounds.
Right, but
and
I'm
it's no
saying,
play.
say if he,
So they're calling it a touchback.
yeah, like,
It doesn't make sense.
no, when they hit the corner
Right.
and they hit it and they fall down, they hit it, it's
Oh,
a touchdown.
Because they hit the pylon. They
Right.
hit an object.
That's what I'm saying. What's the
So-
difference if it's here
But if
or
he,
here?
if he fumbles before the goal line and he goes out of the end zone, then
It's a touchback.
it's a touchdown.
Why is it always involved with Tom Brady? Why is that little mojo, that little enigma of Tom Brady? It's never like another quarterback. It's always Tom Brady's involved, and Tom Brady gets the benefit of the doubt.
I don't know. I've seen plays that were similar to this that actually were touchdowns. I've seen plays that were just like this that were called back. I don't think the referees even know what the hell a catch is at this point. There is so much, and for them to even let that to be a deciding factor in a game of that kind of an importance is a freaking disgrace.
Yeah.
It's terrible. They need to revisit and try to figure out exactly what a catch is before next season. The other bullshit rule that we got going on is Derek Carr. Okay, you seen him. He goes out. He's reaching for the ball, goes out back in the end zone, touchback. Change that, because it's really not. He shouldn't be penalized for making the extra reach.
Right.
You and I discussed on the phone. Move there, take him back.
Just
Okay,
bring
you
it back
got
to
to
the
loss it down, go
dead
back
play.
to the line of
Loss it
scrimmage.
down, dead play, go back to the line of scrimmage.
Anything other than just handing over a freaking possession.
What is this 10-second runoff?
And that's another bullshit that.
What is this 10-second runoff? Like a penalty happens, say you got 9 seconds left in the game, that you can win, that you have a chance to
You
win.
have a chance to win.
Penalty happens, and then you
10-second
get an
runoff.
automatic 10-second runoff. What the hell is that?
That was the refs way.
When does that ever happen?
It
I mean,
feels
when
to
did
me
they
like
make
they
that
had the
choice?
perfect science and they're just messing with it.
Right.
Like why it is? It's good. What Herm Edwards
Don't
say?
fix what
You
ain't
don't mess with
broken.
the cha-cha. It is
Right.
what it is. It's just
Yeah.
good. Like Joe Dirt. Why are boobs good? Why are fireworks good? Man, you just don't mess with it.
Right.
Leave it alone. You know. We'll be right back at you with 3-Point View after this.